Yo, what's up guys? It's Noah here, and in today's video, we're going to be talking through some player props I like over on Prizepicks for today's NBA slate on Wednesday, December the 11th. We've got day 2 of the NBA Cup, and we've got another 2-game slate for Wednesday. We got Hawks and Knicks playing, and then we have a game between the Rockets and the Warriors. So 2 pretty good games for Wednesday night. I'm not a big fan of these short slates. I don't really like small slates like this. I like to have a lot of props to choose from. So we kind of work with what we got for this 2-game slate, but I do have 2 early plays I like over on Prizepicks that we're going to talk about and break down in this video. So before we do talk through these plays, as always, if you guys do enjoy these Prizepicks videos, if they do help you out, make sure you hit that like button down below. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button as well. And if you are new to the channel and if you are new to Prizepicks, be sure to go sign up for Prizepicks. Use promo code NOAH, and when you sign up with my promo code and place your first lineup, you'll get $50 in promo funds added to your account. So this is a new promotion Prizepicks is doing. Usually, or typically, they would give you a 100% match on your first deposit, but now you can deposit, a small amount, only $10, play, just a $5 lineup, and you can still get $50 in bonus funds, even just playing a $5 lineup. So it's definitely a better promo for someone who doesn't have a larger bankroll, who's only going to play maybe $10 or $20. If you're only going to put that much in, you can still get a $50 bonus, even just from depositing $10. So go check out Prizepicks again, guys, and use that code NOAH when you do sign up. Now, I do also want to shout out Sleeper because we do have a partnership with Sleeper as well. Sleeper, they're going to give you a deposit match up to $1,500 for a limited time. So this is not a promo that Sleeper is going to run forever. I assume it's eventually going to be cut off. Normally, Sleeper would match your first deposit up to $100, but right now they're taking in larger deposits. You can get your first deposit matched up to $1,500 on Sleeper when you use code NOAH. So go download the Sleeper app. If you have an app or an iPhone or an Android, they do have an app for both. Sign up, use that code NOAH, get that 100% deposit match up to $1,500. And for those of you that don't know what Sleeper is, they're just a DFS pick'em app. It's very similar to Prizepicks, where you pick more or less on a player projection. You build out your lineup, your entry. You can win up to 100x your money on Sleeper. So again, sign up, guys, check them out, and use that code NOAH to get that deposit bonus over on Sleeper. But we got 2 plays to talk about for this 2-game slate on Wednesday. Now, I want to recap the plays that we gave out in Tuesday's video before we talk through today's plays. So we went 1-1 on the 2 picks that we gave out Tuesday. Easily hit Bobby Portis over 10.5 points. I think that cashed like early in the second quarter. Portis had a great game. He was shooting the ball super efficiently. I think he made like his first 6 shots or something. He was playing great. But unfortunately, we also played Luka over 45.5 PRA. Luka had a really rough game on Tuesday night. The Thunder were kind of blitzing him, trapping him a lot, just really not letting him get up shots. And I guess that was something that I probably should have looked more into. But given his past history against OKC, it wasn't something I was too worried about. But yeah, OKC did a great job defensively on Luka. He had a really rough game. I think he only finished with like 32 PRA, which is obviously not good for Luka's standards. Line was 45.5. I think his line actually got bumped up to 46.5. Felt really good about that play. Liked it even more once PJ Washington got ruled out. Thought there was even more upside for Luka with PJ Washington out. But it is what it is. Luka really struggled. We'll go again, though. On Wednesday, we'll try and find 2 winners for this Wednesday slate, guys. So looking at the first prop that I like for Wednesday from the Hawks and Knicks game, we're going to look at a points plus rebounds prop. And I like Clint Capella for less than 19.5 points plus rebounds. So under or less, whatever you want to say. So Capella gets a pretty tough spot here going up against the Knicks. The Knicks are a team that have historically been a tough matchup for centers. They were a really tough matchup for centers last season when they had Mitchell Robinson and Isaiah Hartenstein, who are both really good defenders, both really good paint protectors as well. This season with Karl-Anthony Towns, they've still been really good defensively against centers. They've done a really good job limiting points in the paint. Capella is a big man that relies heavily on paint scoring. Like, he is not a guy that's going to take really any jump shots. All of Capella's scoring is going to come from lobs, putbacks, dunks, stuff like that. Like, he's not scoring outside of the paint. And if you look at this season, the Knicks have given up the 10th fewest points in the paint this season. So they've done a pretty good job, even with Karl-Anthony Towns. They've done a pretty good job at limiting points in the paint. They've also done a good job at limiting points and rebounds to opposing centers. So Karl-Anthony Towns is a big man that can stretch the floor, that can shoot threes, and that's going to pull Clint Capella away from the basket if Capella is having to guard Towns at the three-point line. And if Capella is having to guard Towns at the three-point line, he's just not going to be he's not going to have as good of a chance at grabbing rebounds because he's going to be so far away from the basket. And you look at the Knicks this season, they're giving up the fewest rebounds per game to centers. So it kind of makes sense, because of Towns' ability to pull guys away from the basket. Also, the Knicks are giving up the fourth fewest points per game to the center position. Now, Capella has already faced the Knicks once this season. He did have a really good game against them. He had 18 points and 6 rebounds. I was looking for a rebounds prop on Capella, but right now Prizepicks does not have one up. They only have him up for 10 points, 19.5 PR, and 1.5 blocks and steals. I'm seeing his rebounds prop at 9.5 on a lot of sports books. I'm assuming Prizepicks is going to put up a rebounds prop for Capella at some point. I do like him for less or under on 9.5 rebounds, but I think points plus rebounds is fine as well, just because this is not the easiest matchup from a scoring perspective for Capella with how the Knicks limit points in the paint, how they limit points to centers. You can see lately Capella's had a tough time scoring. I mean, he's gone under his points prop in all of his last 5 games for what it's worth. Maybe this is the day he pops off for a big scoring game, but I would bet against that given the matchup here. And we know another thing for Capella, his minutes are never secure. Like, you can look at his recent games lately. He's played 19, 24, 24, 29, 20, 25, 19, 22, 27, 22. His minutes fluctuate. He can play anywhere from like 18 to 28 minutes. The Hawks obviously have a really good backup center in Onyeka Okongwu, who they trust and they want to give minutes to as well. And typically, you're going to see the center minutes split pretty evenly between Capella and Okongwu. I could definitely see this being a matchup where Okongwu maybe gets some more minutes just because he's a little bit quicker than Capella. I think he probably matches up a little bit better against Karl-Anthony Towns. Either way, though, I don't think this is the greatest matchup for Capella here. I think it's a tough spot for him to really dominate on the boards since he's going to have to guard Cat, who's going to bring him away from the three-point line. And also, again, the Knicks have done a really good job limiting points to centers, limiting points in the paint. So I don't think it's a great matchup from a scoring perspective for Capella either. Capella typically dominates against teams that really struggle in the paint, give up a lot of points in the paint. And if you look at Capella's games this season, like if you look at his best games this year, a lot of his best games this season have come, he's had 2 of his best games this season have been against the Bulls, who are like, I think the Bulls are giving up the most points in the paint this season. He had 2 really good games against Sacramento. He had one good game against Boston, but like had a really good game against the Pelicans. He had 2 good games against Washington. So it seems like Capella does do kind of better in softer matchups. I don't think this is one here. So I do like Clint Capella for less than 19.5 points plus rebounds. And then the other prop that I like from the Warriors game, Warriors and Rockets, we're going to look at a prop on Draymond Green. And I like Draymond Green for more than 20.5 PRA. So the Warriors, we saw them make a change in their starting lineup last game. So they were without Andrew Wiggins last game. So maybe that's why they made a change in their starting lineup. We'll see if Wiggins plays today. I'm pretty sure he's probable, and it looks like he's expected to play. Steve Kerr said Wiggins is expected to go. But the Warriors did make a change to their starting lineup last game, and they actually started Draymond Green at center. So their starting lineup was Steph Curry, Buddy Hield, Jonathan Kuminga, Gary Payton, and then Draymond at center. Now, Draymond last game only had, I think, 6 rebounds, or maybe, I think, 5 rebounds, 6 rebounds. Let me check that just to confirm. So Draymond had 6 rebounds last game, but that was a really, really tough matchup from a rebounding perspective going up against Minnesota. Minnesota's been a great team at limiting rebounds to centers just because, obviously Rudy Gobert, really good, rebounder, guy that can box out really well. So it made sense for Draymond to not really grab a bunch of boards against Minnesota. But historically, when Draymond has played when he has started at center, his rebounding numbers have historically seen a spike up. So I think this is a spot where we could definitely see Draymond's rebound numbers spike up a little bit to go along with his assist numbers and the scoring. From a scoring perspective, you don't really expect a ton of scoring from Draymond, but he can randomly pop off at times and put up 8, 9, 10 points. His points prop for today, it's set at 8. I think Draymond can give us probably 8 or 9 points here. For what it's worth, he's already played the Rockets once this season, and he had a great game from a scoring perspective. He put up 14 points against Houston earlier this season, which was the second most points he's put up in a game this season. Played really well, 14 points, 11 rebounds, and 3 assists. And with this being an NBA Cup game, I think we are going to see the Warriors tighten up the rotation a little bit. Now, Steve Kerr is a coach who has historically run a very deep rotation. He plays a lot of guys. He typically plays like an 11-man, 12-man rotation. I think he might condense that a little bit here for with it being an NBA Cup game, with this being an elimination game, Draymond should play probably 30 minutes in the spot. He typically plays about 30 minutes in these type of games. And when Draymond plays 30 minutes, I would bet on him going over 20.5 PRA more times than not. If you look at Draymond this season, when he's played at least 30 minutes, he's gone over this PRA line in 9 out of 11 games playing at least 30 minutes this season. And the 2 games he went under were 2 very tough matchups against Boston and Minnesota. He had 19 PRA in both of those games. This matchup against Houston, I don't think it's the greatest, but I don't think it's like the worst matchup either. And for what it's worth, Draymond did have 28 PRA earlier this season against Houston. That game did go to overtime, but even before overtime, I think Draymond had already easily gone over this PRA line. But I like the change to the starting lineup. I like seeing Draymond start at center because I think his rebound numbers are going to see a spike. I also don't mind taking Draymond for more than 6.5 rebounds. If we do get that Warriors starting lineup and we do see Draymond starting at center again, I think more than 6.5 rebounds looks pretty solid too. But like you look, Draymond's still averaging the second most rebound chances per game this season, 11.4. I think that number could spike if he does get the start at center. And then assist-wise, he's leading the team in potential assists per game, 11.1 potential assists per game. So Draymond, we know, can facilitate when he's on the floor. Scoring obviously can come and go with Draymond. Draymond's definitely not the same scorer that he used to be in the past. But teams will typically leave him open, like they'll kind of dare him to shoot. If Houston leaves Draymond open from the 3-point line, if they dare him to shoot, like maybe he hits a couple threes, gets us 8 or 9 points. I was debating between PRA and RA because I think RA more than 12 RA looks pretty solid too. I prefer PRA, I think. I think Draymond's gone over this PRA line more times than he's gone over his RA line. But it's really up to you. I think both these props look solid for Draymond. Just because, again, with this being an NBA Cup game, I'm expecting some slightly increased minutes for the Warriors starters. I think Draymond's a guy that probably sees his minutes tick up a little bit here. And when Draymond has played 30 minutes or more this season, he's been able to go over both these lines, PRA and RA, in I think 9 out of 11 games. So I think both those props looks good, but I'm going to take more than 20.5 PRA on Draymond Green as our second prop for Wednesday. So we got 2 props for the 2-game slate on Wednesday, guys. Clint Capella, under or less than 19.5 PR, and Draymond Green, more or over on 20.5 PRA. So 2 plays, keeping it simple. Typically on these small slates, I'm not going to give you like a bunch of plays just because it's hard to find a bunch of plays that stand out when we only have a few games like this. On bigger slates, I'll typically give out maybe 3 or 4 plays, but on these small slates, I just kind of try and keep it simple. So yeah, we've got 2 plays for Wednesday, guys. Let's see if we can hit both these plays and go 2-0 today. So as always, I do appreciate you guys watching these Prizepicks videos and supporting the Prizepicks content. Make sure that you hit that like button down below. If you did enjoy this video, make sure to hit that subscribe button as well. And if you guys are new to the channel and if you are new to Prizepicks, be sure to go sign up for Prizepicks. Use that promo code NOAH when you do, and when you sign up for Prizepicks with my promo code and place your first lineup, you'll get $50 in promo funds instantly added to your Prizepicks account. Go check them out if you guys have not yet. But good luck tonight. Thanks as always for watching, and we will see you guys in the next video.